Hey, apparently I had a connection issue, so I'll give people a minute to jump back on. Technology, a beautiful thing. So, all right, I'm gonna keep going. All right. So as I was saying, if you miss anything, you can just pick it up where you left off and go from there. I apologize for the connection issue. I've been getting a lot of that here in Florida for some reason. Can't wait to do the whole Starlink thing. You don't have to text anybody. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. A little annoyed. Anyway. Yes, doomsday plane. Doomsday plane exists. We know it exists. Yada, yada, yada. I mean, because they moved it from one place to another doesn't mean anything. I'm from Montana. Well, I used to live in Montana where they move missiles all the time from one base to another. They move missiles from one base to another. They move things around. It happens. It doesn't mean a conspiracy and the world is ending. It doesn't mean any of that. If you start feeding into that negativity and that way of thinking, that's like inviting disaster. Do I want the world? Yeah, it's me too, Angela. I got my own server got cut off. It was weird. Yeah, I need to figure out something. I'll start looking into other ways of hosting this. Because Facebook's connection is not strong for this, at least in my opinion. So yeah, the planes exist. Military moves assets, they call them. They move the assets from one side to another all the time. It's not nothing new, especially if you have an Air Force base near you. You guys, I know you've seen it, or if you had your dad or mom was a serviceman or woman. You know, you guys grew up around this. We know the truth. So be careful with what you hear and see on social media. Okay. Unless the person is providing documented evidence. The letter thing, that's, again, all right, that's not a big secret. You know, everyone gets a letter and that's it. I got it during COVID. I had to go to work and they gave me a letter. I mean, I don't know who was going to stop me in a town of 200 people, but, you know, I got the letter anyway. That was neither here nor there. And everyone knew I was the clerk. So, yeah. But in a bigger city, I could understand like Miami, New York, Syracuse, New York, etc. It's a thing. Okay. So readiness. We're gonna go backwards a little bit. We have the commentary and documentation. We talked about that on Thursday. And this is important because we want to make sure that before we say anything, we have documentation. Okay, which brings me into a topic we visited very briefly last Thursday, and that is the new website. For those of you that may or may not know, the Postal Truth now has a website, and things will be added occasionally. I just did a major overhaul on it and put a bunch of good stuff on there for you guys. I've even shared it with a couple of EASs I know. And I basically gave them the blessing where I pray you don't need this, but if you do, you have everything you need right here. It doesn't mean you're going to get in trouble. It just means like what the government is doing. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, right? Well, it's the same thing with management. Sometimes you get things that happen that are not your fault and they try to blame you anyway, while other people are doing things themselves, but they like to point fingers at other people. So it's the nature of the business we're in, okay? So I want to take you through a verbal walkthrough because I can't show you. I don't have the setup for that yet. I'm working on it, but right now it's kind of hard to do anything with zero. You know, as soon as I get some funds in, I can get a better laptop and do things like that and do multi-screening and etc. But until then, we'll work on this, and if not, I'll figure something out. But anyway, let's just keep going. Basically, the website, okay, is called thepostaltruth.neocities.org. Okay, it isn't just a page; it's a tool. Okay, and I want you guys to understand that it's a tool, and it's a tool for you. It's a tool that I created so that you guys can get on there and learn about the Postal Service and learn about the policies and procedures. Okay? The Postal Truth website was built with one core goal: transparency through documentation. It was built by postal workers for postal workers. Okay? Or retired postal workers for postal workers, if you want to be technical. Okay? It's not a gossip site. It's not a meme site. It's not a meme page or a Facebook page account. It's an actual website where you can go on there and learn about the organization, the things that you can do to, give me 1 second. I want to turn that off in case of anything. There you go. So that you can use. Well, again, there's stuff in there. I was going to get to that. There are things in there that's for everybody. It's that you don't have to be a postal worker. So there are laws and things in there that that help the situation. So I'll give you an example. There are direct links to customer service. If you need help with the Postal Service's customer service, you need help getting a hold of the Postal Regulatory Commission. That information is there. You need to get a hold of EEOC. That information is there. You need to get a hold of the White House. That information is there. The Senate, Congress, etc. So it's for everybody. It's not just really for postal workers. It's geared to postal workers because, again, most of the people that get on this thing are postal workers. When I became a postal manager, supervisor, we're going to start from supervisor. When I became a postal supervisor, I wanted to mentor the people beneath me that I was responsible for. I did not want to just tell them what to do because I got paid 70 grand a year at the time to tell them what to do. That's not what I wanted to do. Nobody learns that way. If you don't teach, how do you expect your successor to come in? Do you people ever want to retire? I know I wanted to retire, at the right time, not now, but, before I wanted to retire at a normal age. And how do you think you're going to do that? By teaching the person under you. And as I gave my experience when I first started about 13, 14 weeks ago, actually further than that. It's been about 4 months, 5 months. But anyway, when I started this about 5 months ago, going off tangent slightly, I told you guys about my experience about the postmaster I was relieving in Shoto, Montana. And how the dude basically just gave me a crash course in freaking how to run a station and just left. I was a clerk. My MPU at the time sent me there 3 days before the guy retired. What the fuck are you going to learn in 3 days? You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Hey, Dorothy. I believe you were very good. Thank you. I try to be. Okay? So, how do you learn anything in 3 days? You get what I'm saying? So, and then the Postal Service, they give us this, and it's across the federal government too, because I know people in other acronym agencies that get training like this too. They give you a virtual class for 30 minutes and call that a training.
What?
Exactly, Scipio. They put you in an impossible situation. How are you supposed to develop as a role model employee? How are you supposed to progress your career? So it's a sink or swim mentality. And it's wrong. You don't learn things like that. And then you got people there that have been doing this job 20 years and they don't want to teach you nothing because it's an inconvenience for them. But again, do you ever want to freaking retire? Yeah. Well, if Miami, I'm not going to dive too much into that, Dorothy, but I will say this. Miami lost a good supervisor, whether they think so or not. We will let time prove that. I don't need to say anything. Look at what I've done. I dedicated myself for 3 days and created a tool that everybody can use, not just carriers, not just clerks, not just mail handlers. Everybody, including EAS, can use it. Everyone. It is a postal service tool. The general public can use it also. Because the postal service, they take you in 100 different links. So you know what? If you need something like right away, you go on the Postal Truth website, you find the links you're looking for, and you get the help you need right away. It's supposed to be streamlined, but we make things hard. I'm not dwelling on it no more. I'm doing other things right now. I'll get to that in a bit. Yeah. You know, I did have a great record. A flawless record. For 7 years, just shy of, about 5 years, actually. My time always goes on. It was about 5-6 years, I think it was. But anyway, yeah. But I did have a perfect record that whole time. And then I came over here and now all this weird stuff is happening. And there are a bunch of people that I've heard here on your show say Miami is bad. So it seems, yeah, it's common. It's a common problem. It is a common problem. I did have a perfect record. I'm pretty sure people looked me up already just to make sure I'm telling the truth. I also had just shy of 300 hours of sick leave too. Now that's all gone. You see what I'm saying? So the Postal Truth was designed to help you guys, not to hurt you, not to scam you. Yeah, it's and here's the thing, like I've spoke about this in the past, so I can bring this up and then we're gonna keep going, but I've spoken about a situation on here live where I've mentioned that my manager thought I was crazy because I didn't want to do his job. He made all these plans for me without even talking to me. No, I didn't want to do that. I gave up being a postmaster so I can learn more about the organization, get a job that I want, that I'm comfortable in, and settle. When I felt it was time to move on, I was honest with the guy, and then all this shit started happening. And I'm going to leave it right there. Because it's not a secret. I've talked about this already. So this isn't new information. This is old information. Well, don't you want to be sitting here doing what I'm doing one day? No. And I still don't regret that decision. I don't regret it. Because look at how he's treating me now. Case in point. It's a case in point. They're treating me like dirt. Why would I want to do anything with them anymore? See, a real postmaster would weaponize the tools at its arsenal. He or she knows there's an individual that knows this policy this way, would say, I don't know too much about the policy. Maybe this person can teach me. And then in return, I'll teach them how to run this station. But no, they see a young kid. That's what my dad used to say, young kids. It stood there. See a younger man in his 40s who knows all this stuff. And right away, oh, he's going to steal my job. He's going to steal my job. How do you even know I wanted the damn job? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't care about climbing the corporate ladder and being Captain Gandhi, or the Pink Panther. You guys want all those headaches? That's on you. I didn't want headaches. I just wanted to do my job and go home. It's crazy. It's nuts. But in any case, let's get back to the website. It's not driven by speculation or outrage. Okay, it's a very tranquil site. Fact driven. Okay, everything there is structured around the policy, law, records, education. The purpose of the site, we kind of went into that a little bit, but here's some more for you. It's basically to give postal employees, researchers, and the public a place where postal policies, federal regulations, and real-world applications are laid out clearly without spin. Too often, people are told what to think, but never shown where the rule actually lives. The site fixes that. And again, my situation, how do I find out how to deal with Postal One? Postal One was a program we used for mailings, for magazines and stuff like that. That's all digital now too. There's no more paper. I learned it when it was paper, and there was a gentleman out in Kalispell, Montana. Fantastic man. Oh my God. Never got angry when I called him. Always helpful. His name was Jefferson. I won't give his last name, but he was a fantastic guy. And if Jefferson, if you're watching this, thank you so much for all the times you stood on the phone with me and helped me with that. Cause Jefferson was the man. Let me tell you, he taught me a lot about Postal One. Okay. Which is why I'm glad, I don't regret my career. I don't regret working for the post office because I used to love my job. I regret coming here. I regret coming to Florida. As much as I love Florida, I regret coming here. Yeah, Korea is amazing. I got Lino's permission and I put a direct link to Korea on the Postal Truth website too. So you guys can go in there. If you forget Lino's email address, Lino's page to go straight to Korea, go into the Postal Truth. It's there. I believe it's towards the top too. And you go towards the top and you click it and boop, Korea. Done. I streamlined this for you guys, I got this question. Like, why does it look the way it does? Okay. And you'll notice that the design is clean, readable, and distraction free. That's intentional. The site is meant to be easy to navigate, fast to load, accessible on desktop and mobile, focused on text, documentation, not flashy graphics. When you're dealing with policy, legal matters, clarity beats aesthetics every time. So guys, use it. There's links in there to other things. And you know what? I know people are going to look at me like I'm crazy, but for my enemies, use it too. Maybe you'll learn something, like how to really run the post office the right way. Not like the jerk that left my package on top of the mailbox all day, when my house is like 50 feet from the box, on the ground floor with no steps. But instead of them putting it inside the mailbox, they delivered it at the mailbox and then left it on top of the mailbox all day. Yeah, you should visit the website too. It'll teach you how to be a real carrier. Learn the policy, since your bosses are not teaching you. It helps everyone, even the misfortunate, unfortunately. But you know what? You can't have what we're doing, this platform. You can't have this platform and assume that the enemy's not going to use it. So I encourage them to read it. I encourage them to say, Jesus Christ, this guy knows a lot. Use it. Maybe then you'll learn how to manage your people the right way. What you can and cannot do. Because commentary, house rules, don't mean nothing. So yeah, there's that. The main features of the site that I want to talk about is one of the main features is organized access to information. Instead of scattered screenshots or blurred PDFs, anything that's blurred out, the site groups related topics together. So basically we keep all the topics that are similar in one grid, and then each grid has their own deal. You separate policy from commentary, keeps the focus on verifiable material. This makes it useful not just for watching the show, but for independent research, personal education, preparing questions, understanding your rights. Guys, I'm not tooting my own horn because of this. I'm telling you about the website because it works. And you don't have to pay nothing for it. And it gets you other resources. Some of them you have to pay for, but think about it like this. This is an investment in yourself. Now, if you guys cannot pay for a cup of coffee to the CREA application, but you want these same people to come and defend you, come on. You guys spend money on Starbucks every day. And if you don't like Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, they're awesome. Starbucks to me, I only like their home coffee. When you take it home and make it yourself, it's good. But there, I don't like Starbucks coffee. I'm more of a Dunkin' Donuts guy forever. But all kidding aside, like, it's streamlined. I mean, I can't make it any easier for you. Take advantage of the guy who's not working and did all this for you. And I didn't ask for nothing from nobody. So, yeah. Who is the site for? It's for everyone. I said that earlier. You do not need to be a postal employee. You do not need legal training. And you do not need to agree with every opinion expressed on the show. If you care about how federal agencies actually operate, how policy is supposed to be applied, and how documentation differs from the narrative, then the site is for you too. It's for newscasters and journalists also. It's for everyone. Other federal employees too. TSA, NSA, SSA. There are links in there literally for everybody. It's tailored again, because the theme of the site is Postal Service. But again, if you can't find a link you're looking for in your own agency, it may be there. So you scroll over and you say, hey, what do you know? Here's the link to contact EEOC. Here's the link for OSC. Bloop. Here's the link for this, and the link for that, and the link for everything. Streamlined it. And then we got the CREA program. Again, a cup of coffee. And again, I don't make nothing from this. I'm not advertising it because I'm making anything, because I'm not. I advertise it because I believe in the program. I saw the program, I reviewed it, I looked at it, and it works. And if it works, my job is to tell the truth. Yes, Mom, it is. I agree. I think Travis jumped in here too. Yeah, hey Travis, how you doing? So yeah, it's important. Now, does the website connect to the show? Yeah, it does. Okay, the show and the website, they work together. The live show provides real-time discussion, context, questions and answers, commentary. The website provides a reference material, structure, permanence, a place to verify what is being discussed. If something is mentioned on the show, the goal is that you can later go to the website and see the underlying framework for yourself. So you want to sit there and hear me for 2 hours or an hour or 30 minutes or whenever we get off, right? And you want to verify something. But you're one of those shy people. You don't want to write into the show. You don't want no one to know you're about to narc out your manager for being a dirtbag. You go on the Postal Truth website and you take the time you need to do what you need to do. If the answer is not there, then it's probably in the CREA program. But it's somewhere. Don't just assume it's not there. The answer's there. You just got to do a little work. Sometimes it's the way of things. What this site is not. I agree, Dorothy, definitely. What the site is not. Let me be clear about what the site is not. It is not an official Postal Service site. It's not. It does not claim to speak for the Postal Service. We do not. It does not provide legal advice. We do not. And it does not. Okay? And it does not tell anyone what conclusions they must reach. We don't force our opinions on anyone. Nope. The best way to get an answer to a question is to read it yourself and draw your own conclusion. Just a thought. Okay? Yeah. You can write better statements for your grievances. I agree, Dorothy. It helps because if you have a manager that is a certain way, well, if you know the policy, the code, the handbook number, you can cite all of that when you're writing your grievances. So shop stewards, that's for you too. I made it clear. This is for everybody. There's no discrimination. Everybody gets it. Managers too. It's for them too. They got one of those hard employees that's just terrible. We've all worked with someone like that. I knew someone like that too. Well, guess what? You can't get rid of them. Maybe there's an answer there for you. It's for everybody. Because it's the only way accountability is going to be had across the board. There's no favoritism here or more favoritism for us and not you. No, it's everybody. Everybody. So if you're looking for a website that's going to fluff your butt, don't go there because it ain't. It's going to give you the fact and it's going to tell you if you're right or wrong. Okay. Why the site matters. In a time where information moves fast and context gets lost in translation, having a stable reference point matters. The Postal Truth is about slowing things down, reading the policy, understanding the system, and empowering people with knowledge instead of fear. Education is the benefit, documentation is the foundation, and transparency is the goal. Numbers, facts, reality. So I encourage everyone who's watching today, take 5 minutes when you're laying down or you're making your coffee in the morning or you're watching the news in the morning and you just put your legs up before you go into the office to visit the site, explore it. Explore it at your own pace. Use it as a reference because you can. You can cite the website. That's another reason why it's there. It's there. So if a shop steward needs a reference point for something, well, the Postal Truth says this. Oh, well, they're not official statements. You're right. They're not an official. They don't speak for the Postal Service, and we don't. But this link on their website connects to your server, which says it does. Accountability across the board. No, it's a glass house. The slightest rock, the smallest pebble can break a window. That's how thin the veil is between truth and a lie. So, shatter the window covering the lie. That's just my opinion. Okay? Whether you agree with me or not, the truth doesn't need a hype. It only needs clarity. It doesn't need hearsay. Again, commentary, documentation. Our website is full of documentation. We back it up. We back it up. Now, before I let you guys go, I kind of want to, yeah, I agree. Knowledge is power. I want to talk about something positive. It's always negative. No. Let's talk about something positive. So, the other day on the page, my social, on our Facebook, I wrote down, what is your passions and what would you do to pursue them? Maybe not in those exact words. I'm pretty sure I either added words or took words out, but you get the premise of it. What are your passions? What do you like to do? Other than go to work all day and work till you're 65, 70, retire for 5 years and then die. What are your passions? And the reason why I brought that up is because a life passion of mine just came true. Now, given the situation, I mean, I'm not thrilled at the way it happened. And this is totally unrelated to the Postal Service. It has nothing to do with anything I'm working on with the channel, government work, whistleblower stuff. It has nothing to do with none of that. But it's very, very important. No problem, Scipio. No problem. It's very important to follow your passions. Even if that means giving up some things you love to follow those passions. I was forced to stay home. We'll go tomorrow, I think. What is tomorrow? The 12th? Is it the 12th? Or is today the 12th? Yeah, tomorrow's the 12th. Tomorrow makes 8 months I've been home. 8 months. Well, if the individuals that I work for assume that I'm going to stay home and die, no, I'm not. I'm still getting my treatments. I'm still doing what I got to do. But on the back end, I completed something I wanted to do with my life. I wrote my first book. My first real book. Unrelated to the Postal Service, unrelated to anything, has nothing to do with it at all. Two separate things, okay? And I wrote about Freemasonry. Because before this life of mine went into chaos, I was an active Freemason, active in everything, okay? And I wrote my first book. And just like the Postal Truth, again, separate, I told the truth in my book. And I know I may or may not hear flack from it. And to be honest, I don't care. I published it myself. I published it through Amazon. It's self-published. And I have other books that I worked on that are going to be coming out fairly soon too, because I'm still working on them. And again, I'm home every day. I'm not working. So from 9 in the morning until my son gets out at 2 o'clock, I have nothing to do. So what am I supposed to do? Get fat and watch TV all day? Be depressed? Hate my life? I wanted to do something to leave a mark for my kids so they can see their dad with something. So the way I see it, follow your passions. Even if it takes you a little bit more time, that's the point of the conversation. If it takes a little bit of time, doesn't matter. Just follow your passions. Do something for you. There's life before the Postal Service and there's life after. There's life before any job and life after. Follow your passions. While I'm home, I'm going to continue to write. And it's not an endorsement. I'm not talking about this to endorse. I'm bringing it up so that people understand that they can live their dreams even in the worst situation. In the worst situations, there's nothing worse than this. like nothing worse than this. I mean, again, I can't go into too much, but let's just say it's not great on this side of the hill. But I'm still surviving. I got gray hair now. I'm all messed up, but you know what? I'm still here. I'm still here. And I'm not going anywhere. And yeah, people are going to get angry with what I write. Don't care either. Because I'm about telling the truth. So how could I tell the truth about what's going on with me, with this side of the stuff, with this, even though it's unrelated, I'm focusing on the truth. That's why the channel is called The Postal Truth. And then I lie in books. It doesn't make sense. So you have to be consistent across the board. So people are going to read it and they're going to call me all types of names. And I'm just going to laugh because it's funny that you get so riled up because you don't like what I wrote. It just pushes those buttons. But anyway, the purpose of that, me bringing this up, is follow your passions. Yeah, I know. I'm a middle-aged man now. I know. Thanks, Dorothy. So yeah, and lemons. Yeah, I love lemonade. But yeah, guys, not an endorsement. I posted the book on my social. If you guys want to check it out, if you like history and long-winded reading, it's the book for you. It's about 598 pages. It's a big one. But again, I think those of you that love history will love the way I put this together. And then I have another one coming out. I'm hoping in the next day or two that I'm going to be putting up for publishing. That one is going to be one of my crown jewels. I've worked on this book for a while. And then recently, because I started picking this old passion of mine up again, I intensified the writing. So my wife can say, I'll be up till like midnight sometimes, typing and writing and yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hopping on today. It's been great. Even though we got past the whole debacle with the internet, but we was able to finish the show. Thank you all again for coming. This has been your Postal Truth for this evening. My name is Angel, and I will see you again next time. Good night.